Can we shift the focus into Alex Rodriguez and the Yankees? Because it's just a totally clusterfuck of a situation. So about, what was it, a month ago, Brian Cashman basically, summarizing, he told Alex Rodriguez to shut the fuck up. And then there's been this seesaw battle back and forth with ARod and Brian Cashman and the Yankees organization. And do you want to chime in? You're smirking.
No, there's been so much happening. So ARod hired another doctor.
He got a second opinion without the team's knowledge, and then the team was pissed about it.
You got a second opinion, but the doctor who saw him, I believe, is Dr. Gross. ARod had been diagnosed with a grade 1 quad strain.
Yes.
That allowed the Yankees not to reinstate him from his rehab assignment at the end of his disabled list stint, and allowed them to return him essentially to the disabled list, which will now get them another rehab stint at the end of this disabled list stint. I mean, the Yankees.
They don't want him.
They don't want him.
Yeah,
they don't want
obvious.
him. But I mean, they're going to have to take him because ARod is clearly going to fight whatever suspension is coming his way,
yes.
And it's apparently big. There's some talk of this.
But now Tim Kirkjian, not to cut you off, is saying that it probably won't happen. At least as of last night, he said this probably won't happen
this year.
Yeah,
because every player is going to fight the suspension, and by the time the appeals process plays out, hard to imagine that that's going to get done by this season. So those suspensions will happen next year.
Yeah.
So now Ryan Braun saw an opportunity with the Brewers out of it to take it and get it over with. Yep. So he took it. But Ryan Braun, so unless they cut a deal like Ryan Braun, and there may be some other players who choose to go that route, or at least take a bulk of it this year. So that's why Kirkjian is saying that ARod might not be suspended this year. But I don't see how, I've read, everything I've read I buy when it says that the Players Association is, as much as they hate ARod too, and you can't let a player be suspended, have a lifetime ban for this. You can't do it. It's a drug violation. It's not, it's not Aaron Hernandez. So 150 games seems to be what they're gonna, which is essentially a season.
Yeah. So anonymous Yankees then spoke out to the New York Daily News. I'm going to read you a few quotes and get your take. Guys are tired of it, as in ARod. The media circuits that's revolving around Alex is insane, and we haven't even seen him. It just keeps going. It's like a carousel that just keeps going around and around and around. At some point, it has to stop. I would like his bat in the lineup. We could obviously use it because of the potential for some home runs, which they ranked 24th in Major League Baseball. Would help us a lot. But with the circus that's surrounding him right now, I don't think anybody wants that. When it's all said and done, you'll hear more than enough comments from the guys in here. You'll be able to write it for weeks.
I think that was Ichiro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That sounds like Ichiro.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I can't imagine that. The Yankees don't want him back. I don't think the players want him back.
It doesn't sound like the players want him back.
And remember, having his bat in the lineup, this is a bat that's been pretty ordinary for the last 2 years. It's not been bad. It's been okay.
It's been bad in the playoffs.
It was terrible in the playoffs, but it's a bat that, and now is coming back from 2 hip surgeries. I mean, talk about a guy who's going to look like Albert Pujols running. He can't run. So I know they don't want him back, but they got no choice. They're going to get out of a season of that money, probably with a suspension, which is nice. I mean, that could be, it's $25 million, and he's not going to make any milestones except Willie Mays if he comes back and plays a couple years.
Wallace Matthews, really quickly, of ESPNNewYork.com. Tell me what you think about this. When ARod said he's ready to play, here's what Wallace Matthews writes. Cashman should have said, forget Friday night. Get on the next plane to Dallas. You're in the starting lineup for Thursday's game against the Rangers. And at that point, ARod would have no choice but to take the bait or risk truly being in breach of his contract for insubordination and failing to comply with the club order.
But he just would have come.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have showed up.
So here's what he says. We have learned in one day what will now take a couple more weeks to truly know, namely, how badly does Alex Rodriguez still want to play baseball and how well is he able to still do it?
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
That's the big question. And I like that. I like that, Wallace Matthews.
I don't think they can keep him out for the year. And if they do, then they won't. If Alex doesn't, I mean, maybe, the only thing that Alex can get out of this is if he decides, I'd rather save my embarrassment and I'd rather take $30 million instead of 100. I'm making that number up.
Yeah.
If he does that, then he can go away. But he's not going to do that.
So the others that
unless he really thinks he can't play, he may not want to humiliate himself.
I would think he does want to play. I mean, maybe that's just my naive self.
No,
but
I would imagine it. He likes playing baseball.
Yeah.
I was talking to this.
How would he embarrass himself, by the way? Putting himself out there. I mean,
if he
runs like Pujols, is that what you're saying?
No, if he goes 4 for 40 and doesn't hit any home runs, that'll be embarrassing and can't bend over and can't play third. It's possible. I mean, he's 37. He's 37 or 38.
37.
37, and he's had a couple of hip surgeries and had declining skills to begin with. This guy might be done. I mean, this guy could be Brandon Inge now, who's an awesome guy, but I mean...
You're saying he'll hit 0 home runs in the home run derby?
I'm saying he might hit 179, you know? So I feel bad for throwing Brandon Inge under the bus there.
You totally did,
I like Brandon Inge.
I like Brandon Inge, too. Very versatile player.
He was great with the A's last year.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. The Pirates just released him. So, you know, I don't know. I think there's a good chance that he's terrible. Or I wouldn't be surprised if he came back and produced like he did the last 2 years. I think he hit 16 home runs each of the last 2 years, and he missed some time. So if this is a guy who hits 270, and suppose he played the rest of the year, suppose he played from August 10th on, he is a guy who might hit 270 and hit 5 or 6 home runs. It's possible.
So what is the best case scenario for ARod? I mean, it sounds like there isn't much, but what would be the best case?
For ARod is to come back and play.
Hit, what you said, to hit 265, 285, somewhere between that window.
To be a competent player, to be able to play 130 games at third base and, you know, and hit 260, 270, or maybe higher, and hit somewhere between, you know, 12 and 25 home runs, and be a contributive player, be a better, slightly maybe better than a replacement level third baseman. Certainly better than what the Yankees with, you know, David Adams, and they played, you know, Brent Lillibridge at third yesterday.
I was shocked to see that.
Yeah, I mean the Yankee lineup. Yes, I bet on the Yankees yesterday with fake money, and because Kuroda was pitching, but I almost didn't because the lineup is just, I mean, it's putrid. It's an embarrassment.
Yeah,
it does. It's
There's a reason the White Sox got rid of.
It's like the post Mickey Mantle Yankees. It's just terrible. So, you know, but could ARod contribute and be a moderately productive player? Of course he could. It's silly to think he couldn't, but I don't think, my guess is he won't be. Brent
Lillibridge, big fan of the Halo series on Xbox.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what that is?
I do, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, I
was totally expecting a...
No, people line up. There's always local news stories about when Halo 12 comes out, and there are always these kids who've never had sex lined up around the block waiting for it.
Yeah, that's what it is?
Yeah.
I waited for a game at one point in my life.
Yeah.
I waited for Madden 08.
Yeah, outside, like on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.